Alright, well, this is Willie Lawson, and this Fight Back 2020 Take-Home Edition, July 27th, 2020, in the year of our Lord. It's going to be a short one because the noise is a lot, because it's raining, and again, I'm in the car, so there you go. I am thrilled and excited that I'm in the car and it's raining, and it's not raining in the car. As a lot of you who been following me for a while might remember that the old Space Power Production mobile studio is what I used to call it. It had trouble with the driver's side window. It was electric and stuck down. So it made a night like this, well, it made it awful, to be honest with you. So I'm grateful. I have my son's car right now. And even my car, which is at home, all the windows work and makes this possible. It's just loud and noisy, and I apologize for that. But I wanted to talk a little bit, this idea that I had, and I put together a bunch of like 1-minute videos that I'm going to start leaking throughout the internet here in the next couple of days. But this idea of some of these protesters in Portland and these protesters in Seattle and other places, I just think it's an interesting, kind of a weird idea that these are the people who really hate the country. They hate our system. They hate the system of government that allows them to do what they've been doing, live in the manner they've been living. They hate the system of government and are ready to burn it to the ground. Literally burn it to the ground. But those are the same people who are crying out for protection from the U.S. Constitution because they're still American citizens. I have rights. Well, if we live in the kind of place that you want, you're not going to have any rights. What's going to happen is the government's going to come in and freaking start cracking heads, and that'll be the end of your little protest. Am I the only one, and again, it's starting to really rain, am I the only one who sees that? I can't be the only one who sees that. That if indeed these protesters in Portland, these protesters in Seattle, some of them in places like Austin, if they actually got what they wanted, they would get their heads thumbed. They wouldn't be the ones in charge. Oh, not by any stretch of the imagination. They're the useful idiots that the puppet masters use. And if they got out of line, they would get their damn heads thumped. To be taken off to some gulag or shot like dogs in the street. That's how it works out. In the kinds of places that try to have the systems of government that these people say that they want. It is incredible. And for me, this can't be anything political or logical. This has got to be spiritual. These people have to be at least, if not demon possessed, demonized. Because it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make a bit of sense. And there will always be people who are in charge, who have money, who have power, who will do anything to obtain more power. The George Soroses of the world, and it isn't just him. There are others. The other globalists, and globalist doesn't mean Democrat. I think a lot of people have this wrong. I think more and more people, unfortunately, have this wrong. That when you say globalist, you're talking about Democrats. You're not. You're talking about globalists. You're talking about people who are looking forward to and looking to implement what we've called for years a one world government. People who kowtow and submit to these world organizations and have done it for years. The UN, NATO, and even the World of Nations before that. Was it the League of Nations before that? The World Health Organization, the World Bank. I can go on and on. All globalist organizations bent on controlling everything, everywhere, with a very small group of people that you aren't in, by the way. Even you, Mr. Millionaire, you're not in that group. You are not. And especially you, dumbass Antifa brat, who got your mom to come out and be a protective line around you because you're such a pussy. You're not in that group. You're the ones that'll get shot down like a dog if you step out of line. It won't be good for you. You won't get elevated. So, it is amazing that this is going on in our nation. It shouldn't be surprising, but it is amazing. I saw a picture today of 20 people in Portland that have been arrested. 13 of them were teachers, educators. Children are our future. That ought to make you understand what we're up against and how we got here. These people are, and I'll use the word indoctrinating, and I know that word is, it makes a lot of people roll their eyes. These people are interested in indoctrinating your children. They're interested in telling them, making them believe early in life and often that everything that's the foundation of this country is evil, and they should battle against it. When you have people like Barack Obama who encourage kids to argue with their parents. That's not innocuous. That will create a dilatory effect on our society. And it isn't something as benign as children going through a, quote, rebellious stage, because even that is not it should not be it's not a good thing. We have been lulled to sleep by experts. I don't know if we can wake up from our malaise and take charge of our nation. I don't know. I remember being on the stage at C.L. Bryant's Content of Character tour here in Tampa, and it come to me, and I said this on my show before, that we've got people running around going, "We gotta take back our country. We gotta take back our country." Well, hell, most of y'all can't even control your own damn living room. You can't control your own house. How are you? And I asked this, I don't know, 4 years ago, longer than that, 5, 6, 7 years ago. How are you planning on taking back your country when you can't even control your own damn house? And if you think that the genesis of all this didn't happen in your house, then you are incorrect. Then you are wrong. These rebellious children that are out in the street throwing Molotov cocktails, fireworks, bricks, bottles, all sorts of forms of projectiles at law enforcement officers. People who are burning down buildings, literally burning down buildings. These are your children. Not a bunch of 60-year-olds. Not a bunch of Tea Party types out there. 50 and 60-year-olds. No, these are your kids. These are your children. These are your 20-somethings out there. These are the same people that, for the most part, 4 and 5 years ago were in friggin' high school. So if you think that you shouldn't take any responsibility for what you see now, then shame on you too, because you are partly responsible. They were your kids. Yes, they went to the government indoctrination centers that you call schools, colleges, and universities. Yes, but did you participate in what they were learning? Did you push back on what they were learning? Did you make sure that you pushed back when they told your child that God was dead? And only foolish people believed in the fairy tales of the Bible. Did you push back on that? Did you really? Or did you just hope, because you didn't want any conflict, because you didn't want to go through anything, that everything was going to be okay? Well, guess what? It's not okay. It wasn't okay for your teenager to start having sex, even though they showed what the world calls some sort of responsibility by either taking birth control or wearing a condom or whatever. It wasn't ever going to be okay. It wasn't okay that your teenagers drank alcohol at your house and didn't drive drunk when they shouldn't have been drinking alcohol in the first place, or smoking dope, or whatever you let them do, so you could be the cool parent, or the cool aunt, or the cool uncle, or even the cool grandparent. It wasn't okay, because we have built these people who have no foundation, who basically believe in nothing. They don't believe in anything. They don't even believe in what they're saying. And y'all have built them. They've got no moral compass. They've got no moral foundation. They've got nothing. All the things that you were supposed to build for your children, and you have failed. And you have failed the nation. You have failed the world. I don't want to hear that it was hard. My kid's 29. I know it was hard. So, because you didn't want to go through it with your kid, now you're going through it with the whole nation. Now you could lose not only your family, you could lose your whole nation. Because you didn't want to be uncomfortable for a little bit. You didn't want to be the parent. Now we're going through this. I normally try to have something. Again, it's raining again. I'm sorry for the noise. I normally have to have something uplifting, a solution to this. But I'm gonna tell you honestly, I don't see one. I don't see a long-term solution. All I could hope for is that we can put some of this off for a while. And that some of you who are watching this will have the cojones, will have the guts to parent the kids who are in high school now. Maybe some of them that are heading into college. But frankly, I don't hold out much hope for that. I do not hold out much hope for that. I look at you and you're not doing that good a job. You're not. You know, they warned my parents and people my age not to let television raise your child. And we warned you not to let the internet raise your child. But your kid now cares more about what they see on Instagram or Snapchat and TikTok than what you say. We've got nobody to blame but ourselves. You can try to put the blame on Hollywood, put the blame on athletes, put the blame on this, put the blame on that, put the blame on politicians, Democrats, Republicans, blah, blah, blah. And that's all nonsense. The blame is on the individual family. If indeed, especially for you Republicans, you conservatives who keep saying that the most important thing is a family unit. Well, if the most important thing is a family unit, why are you not doing it better? Why did you not do it better? If the most important thing was a family unit, why in the hell did you send your kid off to some indoctrination center where you paid thousands of dollars a year to have them come back, sit at your table, eat your food, and cuss you out? Doesn't make any damn sense. I got nothing encouraging for you tonight, folks. I have nothing encouraging for you tonight. You got to do some hard introspection. Because it's doggone important that you see where you are. I can't help you tonight. You're going to have to see where you are. And you're going to have to stop blaming the wrong people. You can't be Lori, I keep calling her Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot. Her name's not Lightfoot, but I don't care. In Chicago, who blames the surrounding states' gun policy for the murder and mayhem happening in her city. Because I just called you out on it. These people are your kids. The kids that believe Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok more than they believe you. And you let that happen because you were afraid and you were weak. Damn shame. All right, I got to get out of here. The rain has stopped. I'm going to try to speed up a little bit, try to head home before it starts up again. Cops are behind me, so I got to be cool. All right, in any case, until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, go take care of yourself. This is Willie, Fight Back 2020, the take-home edition. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.